Okay, so here we go. Number 2. We're going to evaluate inverse sine. So we're going to evaluate a function. We're going to evaluate certain values.
Wouldn't that be 3?
It might be 3. You're probably right. First off, inverse sine, inverse, is the same as this. Okay. That's the same thing. Okay, exactly the same thing. And it's also the same as this. Arc sine. Okay, so we will, without even thinking about it, we will switch these out because they're the same exact thing. So don't get confused if you see arc sine, that's this. Okay, they're all the same. We're good? So on the homework, on the quiz, on today, we'll flip back and forth because they're the same exact thing. Okay, so number 1, let's do the arc sine. This is where you need your unit circle. So if you have it, get it out. Okay. I'm out of copies. I'm gonna make more copies for you guys. Okay. So we're gonna evaluate this. Okay. So this, guys, right here is the same as this. Same as the sine of a certain angle is 1. Because remember again, the x's and the y's switch, right? So they switch for sine and inverse sine. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're going to look at the unit circle, and we're going to find out at what angle is the answer for sine 1. Okay. So I'm going to switch over, and I'll switch back to this. Okay. So we're here now. So the question was the sine, arc sine of 1 equals what angle? Right? That was the question? Okay. So now pay attention now, okay? This is important again. Remember how we had to cut it, right? We restrict from what number to what number? From what degree radian or radian did we cut from what to what?
Pi over 2.
Okay, so guys, here's pi over 2. And if you go backwards from 0, this is negative pi over 2. Remember I had to erase the rest of it? So when you look at it, this is different, okay? For arc sine, we have to erase or not consider or not use this side of the circle. Why? Because of that whole explanation I gave you that it's not a function on that part. So we had to cut it. So this part doesn't exist. We're only going to look at this side. Does that make sense? Okay. So where is sine? So where's the y value of sine 1 on this half? Is it pi over?
No, we highlighted.
Nope, not pi over. That's the tangent, right? I think on mine it's cut off. Is it the very top?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's right here, okay, if you have yours. 1 is right there. Okay. So the angle is pi over 2. Voila, there's our first answer. Yeah. Yeah. You read it backwards. Okay. That probably, about half of us probably got that. On the next one, you'll get it. Okay, you'll get it on the next one. So let's try another one. Number 2. The important part that I need you to understand right now is that you can't look at this side. Okay, because of where we cut it. Okay, where we restrict it. Let's do the arc sine of square root of 2 over 2. Okay, look for it, look for it. Where do you see it? Right there? Because it has to be the y value, right? It has to be the y value. Everybody see it? Yeah. Right? What's the angle right there? Yeah, so it depends if they want the angle in in radians or degrees. Okay, if they want radians, pi over 4. If they want degrees, 45. Does that make sense? Okay, we're almost perfecting it, right? So let me let you do this one, and we'll see how we're doing as a whole class. So inverse sine, let's do a 1/2. Okay, 30 seconds. Now the problem, you could do it on your calculator, but the problem is that you're not going to get these nice answers like that, right? You're just going to get decimals is the issue. Okay, everybody have an answer? Okay, so where do we see the y value be 1/2? Right there, right? Pi over 6. So our answer is pi over 6. Be honest with me, guys, so I can adjust to you. How many of you got that answer, like you saw it? Okay, excellent, excellent. That's most of it. Any questions right now? Okay, one little curveball. Okay, so let's try number 4. Let's do the arc sine of -1/2. Let me explain this one to you. Let me explain this one to you, okay? Where do you see -1/2? Everybody see it right there? Okay, it's right there, right? So the answer you would think is 11 pi over 6, but it's not. Why? It's kind of, but not. Okay, why not? Because how do you get, it makes more sense in degrees. How do I get to 330 degrees? But remember I told you you can't step on this. It doesn't exist. So I can't go around to get to this point. But I have to go backwards, right? I can't go around, but I can go backwards, right? So it's not 11 pi over 6. If you go backwards, it's negative. Well, think about it like this. If I go from here to here, it's pi over 6, right? If I go backwards, it's negative pi over 6. Or 30 degrees, negative 30 degrees. You follow? Mm-hmm. So my answer would be negative pi over 6. So you can get to those values, but you can't get to them by going around. You have to go backwards. That makes sense? Okay, let me let you try one of those. I don't know what number we're on. Let's do the sine, -1. Let's do negative square root of 3 over 2. If you see your neighbor's lost, help him out. Help him out. We're almost done. We're almost done. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So it's right here, right? I can't get to it by going around, so I have to go backwards. On the color version, it's really easy. It's the yellow one, right? So the yellow one is pi over 3 or 60, so it's negative 60 or negative pi over 3. Listen, so negative pi over 3. How many of you got it? Be honest. Excellent. Okay, good. Okay, one last one. Any questions though right now? Okay, inverse sine, I think this is 6, of, let's do 45. This is kind of a trick question. Okay, what I want you to do real quick, okay, because you have to see it for yourself, evaluate these kind of numbers on your calculator real quick. Just do like square root of 3 divided by 2, square root of 2 divided by 2, and tell me if any of those numbers are bigger than 1. No, right? Okay, now you guys are really smart, so I can tell you why. Okay, because remember our range, right? We're only going, or our domain, no, our range, we're only going from -1 to 1. You guys remember that? After 1, after -1, there's nothing there. So all these values have to be between 1 and -1, right? Because that's as far as that little squiggly went, remember? Right? So anything outside of that doesn't exist. So is 45 bigger than 1? So it doesn't exist. Your answer is undefined. Anything bigger than 1 is undefined. It doesn't exist because it's out of that range. Make sense? All right, questions right now, guys. You're doing great. Okay, last thing. This one is on your notes, but you've actually already done this. We introduced it to you ahead of time. You already had test questions on this on the last question, but just so you can connect the dots that this is the same thing. So if you read this, it says this is 20. This was your bell work today. Can you solve the angle? Absolutely, right? What would we use? Sine, right? So let's set it up. Sine of theta, which is what I'm trying to find, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Inverse. So you already were using it. You just didn't know what it was. You used it, but that's what inverse is. So theta equals inverse sine of 10/20. Like you're already using that button before, right, on your calculator. So it's on your calculator. It's the sine button, but it's the blue one. So you're gonna do second sine. Make sure you're in degree mode if you want degree answers. Okay. So theta would equal. It's 30 degrees. Okay. So there it is. Okay. Questions, guys?